Thank you. I chose early not to be in favor of this speech and asked that it be put off because I thought it would be political theater. And indeed it was political theater, worthy of an Oscar. This Republican leadership team has used the gallery in the House to advance political agendas and to give little favors to folks who come to Washington. Early, I think it was in January, they had a pro-life crowd come up here on the anniversary of Roe v. Wade. And so they scheduled a 20-week fetal pain bill to give them something they could vote on and say, look how good we are and how much we love you, and be strong with the pro-life crowd. Today they did the same thing with AIPAC. Speaker Boehner was successful, I think, in cementing his and the Republicans' relationship with AIPAC and with some very wealthy donors who I think were behind this entire program, this entire speech, who are active in the Republican Party and oppose the president and Democrats. And I believe the Prime Minister was successful in probably getting reelected. I'm sure this will play well in Israel. Now, as far as how it affects the world in reality, I think it's harmful because the game is in Geneva, not in Washington and on television. And it would have been better if he took his concerns directly to the President and the State Department behind the scenes and tried to get a better deal. Instead, he's driven himself and his country further away from the President and our country. And I agree with the 200 Israeli generals and security officials who felt that this will hurt Israel because it will make Israel weaker in the eyes of the United States administration and its relationship with the President, and embolden Iran to be even tougher at the bargaining table, and more likely that there'll be an agreement that is less beneficial to Israel. So I think the political game was won, but the world game of peace was lost today. I had misgivings at times listening to the speech as a Jewish American. Whenever the Holocaust is brought up, threats to the Jewish people, I'm concerned. But I definitely feel that everybody is trying to do the same thing and to be on Israel's side and support Israel. And the President has Israel's best interest at heart as well. And negotiations are the only way you can do it. There was not an alternative except for more sanctions. Everybody pretty much agreed. I watched the speech on television, a bunch of AIPAC folks from Memphis. And we all agreed that this regime is rather bizarre in some of its ambitions, most of its ambitions, and its hate for Israel and America. But with that as a given, I don't think that additional sanctions and lack of an agreement would drive them to their knees. I think it would just embolden them and make the world less safe.